if you're here, if you'd stand up, please, and let us greet you as a new member of our Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce. Keith Kanasiak from Capture Wavelengths. Keith Macon, yes, here he is. Thank you for coming, Keith. Thank you for joining us. Tony Corsetti Steel. Here he is, back in the back. Tony, thank you so much. Tim Hunter, Firefighters Local 44. Angela Shirley of North Star Lottery. No, all right. And Jeff Dalton, Securitas Security, back in the back. All right, thank each one of you for becoming a part of our Joliet Chamber, and we hope you will be joining us for many events, and we make ourselves available to you for anything that we can assist you with. Please call the Chamber office. That's why we're there. We do have three outstanding presenters today for our information and entertainment, both today, I think. And I'm just going to introduce all three of them at one time, and then I'll let them follow sequentially. Each speaker has 10-12 minutes, something like that. And our first presenter this afternoon will be Mark Basso, President of Autobahn Country Club. Our second presenter will be Scott Paddock, the President of Chicagoland Speedway. And our final presenter will be Chris Franklin, General Manager of the Joliet Slammers. So I'll turn it over to Mark to get us started. Mark?
Thanks, Russ. Thanks for having me out here. It's good to see the weather looking nice for a change. In April, it was a little challenging for us with the cold weather. We thought maybe we should take up snowmobile racing on the track, and then the rain started and wouldn't stop. So we thought maybe boats. I'm sure Scott thought the same thing. But anyway, things are looking good. If any of you haven't been out to Autobahn, there's our aerial picture there. But it's a unique facility. It's basically, we have three tracks. Our north track is 1.5 miles. The south track is 2.2 miles. They link together to form 3.5 mile, which is about the fourth largest road course in the U.S. We also have a kart circuit, which is 0.4 mile long, 30 feet wide, which is a lot of fun. Those will beat you up pretty good, but it's a great workout. So training for the endurance marathons, that's Brian. You should come out and do some karts to get you in shape. But we're actually in our 9th year of operation now. We have over 400 members, and membership has really evolved. There's actually 4 member racing series, which is really neat. So we had guys that joined who are just car enthusiasts. Some are actually racing professionally now. Cooper McNeil from WeatherTech is actually racing at Le Mans this year. And his first race was just as an amateur, 16-year-old kid at Autobahn, and here he is at Le Mans. David Hansen is racing as well in the American Le Mans Series. Bobby Rahal is out there. His son Graham has done quite well. So it's been pretty neat to see the evolution of the members. And the other unique thing about Autobahn are the lots, the team unit lots, the garage mahals. So we're in our 4th phase now, and there's actually 4 left of 16 in the 4th phase. So they're $200,000 for a lot, and on there you can build the garage mahal of your dreams. There's 2 under construction right now, which is pretty exciting. So we'll have 76 lots total, and hopefully you guys will continue to build. It's a lot of fun. But Autobahn, a lot of people don't realize there is a public side to Autobahn. Obviously, membership, they pay an initiation of $35,000. Their dues are $4,000 a year. They have access to one circuit or the other 6 days a week for 7 months of the year. So they can just show up and drive on a beautiful day like today. So, but for the public, we have our driving programs, kind of a ladder system. On the bottom rung of the ladder are the karts. So we have a fleet of karts that are remote chassis with 9 horsepower Hondas, and they'll go 50 miles an hour. But they do have bumpers on them, so it keeps you guys safe. But these are not Kittyland karts. I mean, these things are great. But all you need is a group of 10 people, $100 a head. You can come out and reserve a unique event and settle all your office issues on the kart tracks. We also have a teen school, which is really one of the, most worthwhile things we do, really. I mean, driver's ed just does not teach kids what they need to learn. So we teach car control skills. We have to have a skid car, which has outriggers on it, and it teaches what oversteer and understeer is. Like when we were younger and it snowed a lot, you go in the parking lot and do donuts, and that's how you learn to control the car. Kids these days don't do that. So it's the best investment. It's like $389. It's a lot cheaper than your deductible, so I encourage you to do that. My daughter went through it, and it helped a little bit. She still hit the house, but it's then we also do the defensive driver training for corporate groups. Nalco Chemical, which is now Ecolab, sends all their new hires through us from one day. So if you have a company and you're self-funded your insurance, the average claim in a corporate accident is over $50,000 between workman's comp and lost time, and that's without anybody even getting hurt. So, that's a very worthwhile program. Once again, they don't go on the track, they learn braking, anti-lock drills, lane change, and distracted driving, teach them not to do that. We train all the police, we train all the neighborhood police officers as well for that program. Then the two premier programs we have are the Autobahn Experience, which uses what we call our performance fleet. And this is pretty amazing. It's $589 a guy or girl, and you can do this for an individual person can do it. It's a great Father's Day gift, Mother's Day, you can catch up on that. But or you can do an event for 10 or more. And our fleet this year, we have an Audi R8, an S6, S5, Audis, BMW M3, M5, M6, Cadillac CTS-Vs, Lexus ISF and GSF, Ferrari California, which is a pretty cool car. We have two AMG Mercedes, a C and an E, 3 Porsches. So it's really an amazing program where you come out, you get a classroom session, get your helmet on, you go lead follow on track, a competitive autocross, scary rides by our instructors at the end. So it's a really neat program. It's instead of going to the Cubs game or to golfing, you could do that and go over to see the Slammers play, and it could be a fun, unique night. Then our new this year is our premier event is a driving experience called the Radical, and that's a picture of one there, and I have some brochures and stuff there at the end, but this is pretty amazing. The Radical is a full-blown race car, and this thing weighs 1,050 pounds. It has over 200 horsepower. It's paddle shifters, so believe me, anybody can drive it. It's that easy, but it goes 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds. I mean, this thing is a monster. It has ground effects. And we do a 1 or 2 day school with these cars. We have 2 of them here all summer to do programs with, and then in July we'll have 10 of them besides our fleet, so you can do big events. So a 2 day school is $4,200, but believe me, compared to flying to Florida or California where these programs run a lot, you can do it here, and it's almost a once in a lifetime experience, but it's pretty neat. And then the other way the general public can see Autobahn is through our events. And we have a lot of unique events, at least once a month to the public. This month, next weekend, we have an SCCA national race, so there'll be over 100 race cars, all amateur racing, but it's a lot of fun to come out and see these guys going for a little trophy, but they're Porsche Cup cars and Corvettes and Camaros and open wheel cars, you name it, they'll be racing. In June, we have the 24-hour Lemons. If you've never heard of this is one of the coolest experiences you can see. But the Lemons is a race series that runs around the country. And what a Lemons car is a $500 car. So go out to a junkyard and buy a Gremlin or a Camaro or something that's $500, and you have to put in the roll cage and the safety. That doesn't count towards the price. And then everybody puts a theme on it. So you have the Ghostbusters car, the Blues Brothers, Animal House. One guy had, I'm not making this up either, the stairway to get on a plane, he had it mounted on the back of his car. So, and all the crew is dressed in flight suits and everything, but it's hilarious. They come out and race for the weekend, and the judges have white wigs and robes on. It's just such a unique thing, but that'll be June 8th and 9th. In July, we have NASA, another amateur race organization, the 13th and 14th. In August, we have the Extreme Experience, which is a fleet of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Audi R8s and Corvettes. It's a neat program, and it's like $150 to do it, and you get to drive 3 laps around the track. So it's a good intro program. In September, another NASA event. So it's just keep us in mind. It's not just for membership, although that would be great if you come out and really like it. Then hopefully you'll want to join. But any questions on corporate events or anything, I'll be here, and look forward to seeing you out there. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. While Nicole's setting that up, my name is Scott Paddock, and I've got the privilege of leading a very talented team out at Chicagoland Speedway and Route 66 Raceway, including this is Nicole Mahar, who leads our PR and communication efforts out at the track. Does a great job. So I just want to start by thanking Russ very much for the opportunity to come out and share a few updates of the exciting season that's coming up at our venue. And I think it's important. You are all obviously stakeholders in the Joliet community, and I think it's great for you to understand what's going on from a sports and entertainment standpoint in our city and the impact that may have on you and your businesses and how you could potentially plug into those opportunities. So just a quick refresher for those of you that may not be familiar with our facility, but we've got 3 venues. The Chicagoland Speedway is the NASCAR Oval, and then Route 66 Raceway is a state-of-the-art drag strip that will be welcoming the NHRA, National Hot Rod Association, in about 5 or 6 weeks. And we also have a dirt oval that hosts monster truck events and demolition derbies and the like, a lot of family-focused entertainment. But hard to believe it's actually the 15th anniversary of Route 66 Raceway. And that was a dream of 9 local entrepreneurs and businessmen here, the Steffises and Jim Bingham and some others that came together and built really what is today still one of the top 3 drag racing facilities in the country. Here's our schedule this year. We've got 2 exciting weekends on the NASCAR side. July 19th through 21st, we're calling it our Rally Rock and Race Weekend. It's a vintage car show combined with a lot of rock and roll music, and then the STP 300 NASCAR Nationwide Series. And then for the 3rd year in a row, we are privileged to host the kickoff race in NASCAR's Chase for the Spring Cup. So for those of you that may not be familiar with, that's the 36 races across the NASCAR season. The first 26 are the regular season, then they start their playoffs, 10-week stretch, and we're honored to kick off that first race of the Chase. So the line I like to use is we kick off the start of the playoffs for the second most watched and followed sport in America, second only to the NFL. And that's a huge honor for us and for our local community. And then on the Route 66 side, we've got no shortage of events going on, whether you're a diesel enthusiast or you like the classics. We've got the Route 66 Classic, the NHRA, the Burn Down at Sundown, a local drag racing event, and then those events on the drag strip. So plenty of activity this year. Our vision, this may be hard to read, but I'd like to articulate to you what the experience is when you come out to our facility. And our vision is actually to take our folks on an unforgettable adventure where sport, speed, music, community, and freedom are celebrated in a way reflective of the American spirit. And the inspiration that led to that vision statement 2 years ago when I came on board was literally, we sit right on the historic Route 66 byway, the Mother Road. And when you look back and research what that stood for, it was very much about adventure, about freedom, about exploration. And we get countless folks that come unsolicited, show up on our door from all over Europe and Asia that are coming to explore Route 66, and they pop in for a photo op at our Speedway. So really, it's really neat how the inspiration, as many of you know, it's hard to create a brand. You don't really create a brand, you evolve a brand, you develop it. And certainly, sitting on that historic byway led to the inspiration for what we stand for. And I tell our staff, even if you're not we have to remember, even if you're not an avid car racing fan, we're selling an experience, not just a race. I think it's timely. The analogy I like to make is, you may not be an avid horse racing fan, but I bet a lot of you were watching the Kentucky Derby last weekend because of the spectacle that it is, the pomp and circumstance, and that's what our weekends have to offer. And I'll show you these next couple of slides. It's about the flyovers, and this was country music superstar Luke Bryan that came out. If we're kicking off the playoffs, we got to go big. So he was country music artist of the year last year, or this year, and we got him just at the right time, and we'll have another big headliner act this year as well. The access. This sport's always been uniquely defined by the access that we provide our fans. When I was at Gatorade, we used to take our athletes down to the Daytona 500 every year, and I remember Peyton Manning asking the question, really these fans are allowed really down low, right in the pits? I said, I don't want fans on my sideline, that would be too distracting, but that's kind of inherent in the fabric of the sport, is the access that you can provide your fans. Camping, tailgating, people plan vacations around our events. It's part of the lifestyle of our fan base, and that's what's unique about our sport. They're here for 3, 4, 5 days with us. They're looking for ways for you to engage them. Champions Park, this is kind of the hub of activity and electricity. All of our corporate partners exhibit at this event in this footprint, and literally we'll have over 90% of our race fans that will come out there. We'll have music remotes going on and sponsor displays and giveaways. Really kind of an exciting place to start your pre-race day. And then we've got something for kids too. We're not unlike any other sports property. We're challenged and we've got to refill that pipeline of fans. So we've got a number of outreach efforts going to bring the kids out to the facility as well. And then community outreach, a number of events. Some of you may have been part of the Hauler Parade with our great partners at Hollywood Casino. If you haven't been to that property, check it out. Final Cut Steakhouse is the best kept secret in Joliet. But we kicked off the Hauler Parade. That's pretty massive when you see 43. It's a symphony of color kind of parading through the streets of Joliet to officially kick off our race weekend. That was a beach party we did down at Oak Street Beach, and I'll let you comment on the juxtaposition of the legs of Mike Guglielmucci next to Danica Patrick's. Here's kind of another, this is pre-race at our event weekend last September. And so why Chicagoland Speedway? We kicked off the chase as I talked about. You may not know this, it's the largest single-day spectator sporting event in the state of Illinois each and every year. Our September event weekend, more than 250,000 fans will visit the property this year. And there's more than 1.5 million self-identified NASCAR fans in the Chicago market. Even though we've only been around for a little over a decade, Chicago delivers the fourth highest ratings week in and week out for NASCAR. So it kind of speaks, and that's the message I've been delivering with all the traditional stick and ball focused media members and general managers of all the stations in downtown. There's a business case for covering this sport, and I think they're underserving the demand that exists when you talk about the fourth highest TV ratings week in and week out, and the fact that 1.5 million fans reside in the Chicagoland area. I think I covered most of this one already. So, and the economic impact. So that's the beauty of having a major sports facility in your town. Independent economic analysis state that a NASCAR Sprint Cup weekend delivers about $150 million in economic impact. So you won't find a hotel room in Will County in mid-September during our Sprint Cup weekend, and that's great sales tax revenue for the city of Joliet, for Will County. Our businesses, our hotels, they're all full, our restaurants. That's the beauty of having a facility like ours in our backyard. And then switching gears to the NHRA. Full schedule. We're kicking off this weekend with a demolition derby at our dirt track. If you haven't been there, bring your kids. I promise you it's great family entertainment. And it's our 15th anniversary. We'll have over 60,000 people in about 5 weeks attending our NHRA national event. More than about 150,000 fans will visit the facility over the course of the season. And if you've never been to an NHRA drag racing event, I promise you it's a full-body sensory overload. It touches all 5 of the human emotions. And I didn't know much about it before I came on board 2 years ago, and it's by far my favorite event that we do each year now. And 2 nights at Nitro, 2 nights at night qualifying, Friday and Saturday night, June 28th and 29th, and then Championship Sunday. So, and we'll have a great 15th anniversary celebration where we're going to bring in all the former owners of the facility whose dream became a reality about 15 years ago. Curious, how many of you have heard about this little festival coming in a couple weeks, the Electric Daisy Carnival? Okay, good number. So I would argue these are the kind of events we need to be bringing to our town. So many of you probably remember the B96 Bash. In its early years used to come to Route 66 Raceway. And I remember sharing a story, Tom Thanis sharing the story with me. This was before cell phones back in the late 90s, and he dropped his young daughters off there for, I think it was Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera, I forget who it was. And you had this mass exodus leaving as the moms were coming to pick up their daughters, and that was before we were really good at doing traffic like we are now, and that was before cell phones. So, but we hadn't had a concert in 10 years. And part of my mission when I came on board was to make sure we're putting this beautiful facility to use more than 2 event weekends a year. So we courted the folks, the parent company is called Insomniac. They came in town for Lollapalooza last year. They looked at Soldier Field, Toyota Park, Grand Park, Wrigley Field, you name it, and we convinced them to bring their musical festival to the Midwest, to Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet. So not really sure what to expect with an inaugural event. They're saying, you know, they do an event at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, draws 300,000 people over the 3-day weekend, has over a $200 million economic impact to the Las Vegas community. Certainly we won't approach those numbers in year one, but they hope that this is an event that will be here for many, many years. And it's called the Cirque du Soleil of music. So literally it's electronic dance music, the best DJs in the world, but then they complement that with art installations, theatrical performances, pyrotech, fireworks, Vegas dancers. So it's really a cultural experience more so than just the music. So it's a younger demographic, 18 to about 28 years old. But from what I understand, all the hotels in Will County are already filled up on Memorial Day weekend as a result of this event coming to town. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the great job that Nicole does with her team from a community involvement. We launched a foundation last year called RACE, Racing Advocates for Community Enrichment. And over the course of the season, we'll do many fundraising events that raise money that we then disperse to Joliet and Will County-based charitable organizations. And if you want more information about how to apply for a grant, please visit our website at Chicagolandspeedway.com. We'd love to, we want to keep this money that's raised in the local community. And you know, I learned from my days at Pepsi that you have a responsibility to be a good corporate citizen in the communities that you serve. And this is an example of the great work that I think our team is doing to give back to the community that welcomed us with open arms more than a decade ago. Very proud of in fact, later on this afternoon, we're going to have Cheryl McCarthy and the team from Joliet Township High School. We did a great project last year called the Benchmark Project, where these high school students literally built park benches from scratch, gave them a racing theme, went out and sold them to local businesses through the help of Russ and the Chamber, and raised a heck of a lot of money for local charities. So this is year 2 of the program, and we're going to unveil the grandstand banners that will be displayed throughout the season at Route 66 Raceway in celebration of the 50th anniversary. So great public-private partnership where we're teaching kids real business skills and that are going to benefit from in the years to come, and also finding a way to give money back to the local community. Very proud of that program. And then volunteer groups, here's another opportunity some of you may be interested in. We'll have over 1,000 people working at our event in September, and many of those are local organizations. Kiwanis could be the parents of the Lincoln Way cheerleaders, could be the Rotary Club, etc. And they bring their volunteers out and they work, and we pay them for their service, and it's another way of giving back to the local community. I think last year we gave back about $250,000 through that volunteer program. And that's it. So I hope I really appreciate your time. Thank you again, Russ. I hope I gave you a better feel for what's on the docket this year at Chicagoland Speedway and Route 66 Raceway, the impact that I think we're making, we're proud to make in the local community, and I'd be happy to answer any questions after the event. So thanks again.
I think we're very fortunate to have both of those venues here in our community. Those are both exciting and very well done. I know very well run by both organizations. So, again, my name is Chris Franklin. I'm the new general manager for the Joliet Slammers. We're the professional baseball team right here in downtown Joliet. Very excited to be back home. Originally born and raised here in Joliet, and have a unique history with this ballpark. I actually spent the 2006 season with the Joliet Jackhammers, and followed then general manager Steve Malliott down to St. Louis in a town called O'Fallon, Missouri, about 30 miles west of St. Louis, where kind of cut my teeth in the business and was their general manager for 3 years, and learned a lot from Mr. Malliott, and had the opportunity with the new ownership group this fall with the Slammers to come back on board to this great, beautiful facility, Silver Cross Field. And trust me, I've been around a lot of baseball and a lot of ballparks in the Midwest and in the country, and this is a AA, AAA stadium. It's just a beautiful facility. We're very fortunate I'm very fortunate to be able to work there, and I think we're fortunate as a community to have that as an asset for us. And kind of to Scott's point earlier, we view it as more than just baseball as well. You know, it's a great venue that we want to utilize a little more, 365 days a year. With this new ownership group, and myself are very aggressive in finding other events that we can bring to the area. Doesn't have to be baseball, although we have a lot of good baseball played with University of St. Francis. We host their spring and fall schedule for men's baseball. Just finished up the NAIA regional tournament, and once again we'll have the IHSA state men's baseball tournament that saw more than 8,000 people over a 2-day period last year. So there's a little bit of everything. We're going to be introducing some movie nights this year. Just $1 to come out, watch it on the video board. Go up in the suites, rent out our private party suites. Again, I will say our facility is second to none as far as the luxury suites. I would say they rival, some up the road a little bit at US Cellular, but just a great entertainment value. We've really taken the approach this year to kind of open our ears and close our mouth. It's a new group. I do have some history with the ballpark personally, but we want to really listen to our fans. And I think we've responded fairly well. We still have a lot of work to do. We open this coming weekend. I encourage everyone to come out and give us a try. It's opening night Friday here. We open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We do fireworks shows after every Friday night. It's a great, 7.5, 8-minute show that really will blow you away. Even if you don't like baseball, just bring the family out. Come out and have 3 hours of just uninterrupted time with your family, friends, co-workers. That's really what it's for. And our goal and mission is to entertain. And I think the baseball, we could breathe a little life into the Chicagoland area from that perspective. Our Cubs and Sox are struggling a little bit, but we were just asking at the table, they were asking me how the team looks. We've got guys from all over the country. We're a very young developmental league. The Frontier League now has 14 teams that are teams throughout the Midwest. I think the furthest we travel is Washington, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh. And we have an age limit of 27 years old. So it's a very developmental league, very comparable to a single A level of play. And so if you like baseball and you're looking, for that as well, we have guys who are on their way up as opposed to on the decline. And had some success previously when I was with the River City Rascals in Missouri. 3 of my teams in consecutive years, we went to the championship series. Ironically enough, was beat by the Joliet Slammers in 2011. So all of the championship material in the office, I'm allowing it to stay up, but it's got to be in a specific corner of that office right now. Brings back some bad memories for me. But one of the coaches, my assistant coach, Mike Brayman, I get the question a lot, who's managing the team? Mike is a younger guy. I'm 32 years old. We're the same age. We have a history together. Mike was on my 2010 championship team as an assistant, as our hitting coach, and then also on the 2011 team that was beat by the Slammers, and here the coach of the year in our league that year. And it's funny, my dad, when I was in the process of hiring our manager, asked, what direction are you going to go? Because we had a lot of resumes, a lot of interest, and we had major league guys, ex-major league guys, we had Frontier League guys, and we had everything in between. And I said, well, I think I'm going to go with Mike. He kind of encompasses everything we're looking for. Someone who can get out in the community, be a part of this community. And, if we want to sign autographs at a sponsor's location, we're going to go do that. I won't have any problems with Mike. And I know on the field, he does his job and does it well. And, I said, we're looking to win a Frontier League championship, not a Major League World Series. And I'm very much a believer of, this is our product, this is what we do. And I really feel that I hired the right person. We had 36 guys in the camp this last couple of weeks. We narrowed it down to 28 guys today and 24 before opening day this Friday. So, part of what you're going to see this year too is we became very aggressive on our concessions. That was one thing we heard from our fans, some of our pricing and just some of the opportunities we had at the ballpark. We reduced 20 total menu items this year, which I'm very proud to say. Did not raise a single price in a market where food costs continue to rise. We were able to kind of hold the line and reduce 20 menu items across the board, and we've really had the mentality of opening it all at one time when you come to the ballpark. So we put a lot of emphasis on loaded ticket packages, all you can eat and drink buffets. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday we have a buffet for $20. And it's all you can eat and drink for 90 minutes. That includes your seat for the game, a $10 reserved seat. And that's the best part. It's affordable, it's fun. Parking is free. So literally for $20, you can eat all you want, have a seat right behind the dugout, and park for free and just enjoy a night out at the ballpark. So just encourage everyone. I see a handful of partners currently that we work with. You know, it's been a great run. My first 5 months, I'm very excited to be back. You know, just encourage everyone to give us a shot and come out, and you know, we'd love to see everybody at the ballpark. So I brought some schedules. I know a lot of you know, would like, if I brought boxes, if you want to put them in your place of business or just individually put them in your purse, your wallet. I'll have those on the way out, and look forward to answering any questions anyone may have. So thank you for the opportunity, Russ, to come up and speak, and look forward to seeing everybody.
Thank you very much, Chris, Mark, Scott. We do have time for questions, if anybody has a question. Any of the three? If not, they did a wonderful job. They did do a wonderful job. Where else in this area can you go for such dramatic entertainment as we have right here in Joliet? And we thank each one of you for coming and sharing with us your exciting summer programs and opportunities, and we look forward to being there at a number of these events. Again, thank you so much. I remind you of June 7th, New Orleans North for the Chamber is coming up. We have over 150 volunteers working with us in that event, but we still need about 15, so if anybody here has not volunteered and would be interested in doing so, please see any of the Chamber staff. Janet back here, Lisa, Krish, Mike, anybody. So thanks again so much for coming. Enjoy your afternoon.